Greetings viewers and subscribers. So in today's journey, we are still traveling on the north coast. We are heading to Montego Bay. We are in the parish of St. Ann. Sit back, relax, and drive with me. Now, yesterday we did a video and we had to cut it short because we had to go and deal with something. We started a story and we promised you that we were gonna conclude it in today's video. We are gonna save that story until tomorrow because overnight there has been some breaking news and we want to bring them to you. So that story is not a 5-minute or a 6-minute story based on how I'm doing it. So I don't want to crowd it up with what I'm going to do today. I hope you understand. Today we have a few stories for you. You're gonna want to stick around to the last story. This one is breaking overnight, but we're gonna give you a background as to who this guy is or was. You're gonna want to stick around to the last story. Trust me on that one. But first up, we came across this story and we have to bring it to you as also make some comments on it. A man traveling through the John F. Kennedy Airport in Queens was arrested after officers found him carrying a handgun in his bag as well as $300,000 worth of Coca-Cola. When I say Coca-Cola, I hope you know what I mean. This is YouTube, but it is the drugs. Yeah man, the white lady, same one. These were found in his carry-on luggage. Elijah Davis, a US citizen, was arriving from Montego Bay in Jamaica on May 21 when he was stopped by Customs and Border Protection officers, the agency said. While examining Davis, a handgun with 40 rounds of 9mm bullets were found in a hard case box. As the search continued, the Customs and Border Patrol officers determined that Davis' carry-on felt unusually heavy, so an X-ray was performed on the bag. Packages were discovered within the panels of the bag, which were found to contain about 10 pounds of the white lady, worth about 300,000 United States dollars. Elijah Davis, he faces federal narcotics smuggling charges, and he'll be going to court in the United States in New York shortly. Now, Assistant Commissioner of Police Clifford Chambers, he was contacted for a comment on this matter. ACP Chambers, he is the Assistant Commissioner of Police in charge of Area 1, and the airport would fall within Area 1. Now we have to understand, at the airport, there are police officers, there are security officers, and there are other agencies that work at the airport. This is what ACP Chambers said. All in all, when there is a breach, to me, it is a lesson. And once something is breached, the way it is breached ought not to be repeated because lessons would have normally been learned from that. He went on to say, it is unfortunate with regard to these seizures, given that they left our country. One must note, though, that in regard to inspection of scanning equipment at the airport, our local law enforcement operatives have nothing to do with that. In a sense, what Mr. Chambers, Assistant Commissioner of Police Chambers, is saying, the police no have nothing to do with this. The scanning machine at the airports are not operated by the police. Whatever agency or security company that the airports employ to operate the scanning machine, they are the ones who are responsible for this. A few months ago, I came through the airport. A phone was tucked away in my bag and it was found by the person who was operating the scanning machine. So how comes this man was able to carry a gun into Jamaica, a gun with 40 bullets, and when he was leaving, he left with the same gun along with 10 pounds of the white lady, undetected? How comes? Moving right along. This incident, it took place at a place named Bottom Delvland in the Little London Police area in the parish of Westmoreland. It took place on Thursday, the 25th of May 2021, about 8:20 p.m. Our information is that a lady, she is 49 years old and she is a domestic helper, and she lives at the said Bottom Delvland in Westmoreland. Now, this lady, she was inside of her yard, the man I'm gonna talk about, and this lady, they live together. So she was inside of her yard when she was approached by a man. This man was wearing a mask, so she don't know who this man is. This man, he brandished a gun and ordered the lady to lie down on the ground, face down. Why did this man do this? Because him have a plan. The lady, she was lying face down on the ground. She is not the person that this man came for. A few moments later, Mr. Shenroy Williams, he's popularly called El CHAPPO. He's 28 years old and he is of the same address, Bottom Delvland in Westmoreland. Now, Shenroy, formerly, he was called Seba. He was a popular footballer. He was a footballer on the Delvland football team. In recent years, he took on the name El CHAPPO. He was also a mason, but in latter years, he stopped doing the mason work because he was now in the game. When I say the game, by now, my viewers, my subscribers, you should know what I'm talking about. So El CHAPPO, he rode into the yard on a motorcycle. This motorcycle is a white special edition 200cc motorcycle. As he rode into the yard, he was approached by the said gunman who had put the lady to lie down on the ground. The gunman, he opened fire at point blank range at El CHAPPO. El CHAPPO, he was hit in his head. He fell off the motorcycle and fell to the ground. The gunman, the hoodlum, he then made good his escape on foot in the area. The police were called in and El CHAPPO, he was taken to the Savlamar Public Hospital where he was pronounced DEAD. Now, if you are listening or watching this video, if you have not yet hit on the like button, remember, hit on the like button. You are not liking the stories we are bringing, you are liking the fact that we are bringing the stories to you. I'll wait. Yes, hit on the like button. If you are watching and you have not yet subscribed, remember to hit on the subscribe button. As also, hit on the notification bell and click all so you can be notified as soon as we have uploaded a new video. Now, in the final story for today, and we are gonna, you know we do it already, we are gonna give you background information. This one, very interesting. On Thursday, December 8th, 2016, two brothers, they live at a place named Farm Pen in Westmoreland. Well, one of the brothers, his name is Mr. Stedman Sterling. He was a 44-year-old chef and he was living at Farm Pen with his girlfriend and his daughter, big enough daughter, in her teens. His brother, O'Brien Ellis, popularly called GRINE, he was living next door. So Stedman and his girlfriend and daughter was living in one house, and GRINE, he was living next door in another house. So on Thursday, the 8th of December 2016, GRINE and Stedman's girlfriend, they got into a verbal confrontation. This escalated and Stedman, he intervened. GRINE, he heard some threats at his brother, telling him that he might go done him. Stedman, he went to the Savlamar police station where he filed a threat report. The police took his report, advised him, and he left back to his home. Whilst he was at home, GRINE, his brother, he came back into the yard kicked off the door and shot Stedman in front of his girlfriend and his daughter. Stedman, he was rushed to the Savlamar Hospital where he was pronounced DEAD. Shortly after that, Joe GRINE, he was placed on the Westmoreland Police most wanted list because remember I told you this incident, the taking out of his brother, was committed in front of his brother's girlfriend and his brother's daughter. The police started searching for Joe GRINE, but by then he had absconded to the Cayman Islands. He was in the Cayman Islands when he was picked up by the police there. He was held with some marijuana. Shortly after he was picked up, the police in Cayman got words that he was wanted in Jamaica for a capital offense. He was charged in Cayman for illegal landing. He was arrested in the Cayman Island on August 18, 2017. Shortly after that, he went to court where he pleaded guilty for the illegal landing. This is an excerpt from an official in Cayman Islands at that time.
Brian Ellis entered a guilty plea on Thursday of last week. He was officially sentenced to 3 months in prison, and following the completion of his term, he is to be deported to Jamaica.
So like he said, Joe GRINE, he was deported back to Jamaica. He was now back in the custody of the Westmoreland Police. He was arrested and charged for the knockings of his brother. He was in custody for a long time. You know how these cases go to court, put off, go to court, put off? But finally, the case was tried in court. I am not sure whether it was 2019 or 2020, but it was tried in the Westmoreland Circuit Court. At the trial, the mother and the daughter, I don't know if it was fear or what, but they developed amnesia. Both of them went to court and told the court that they could not remember anything that took place. At the time of the trial, I am told that the judge, he had no other option more than to instruct the jury to return a not guilty verdict. So the jury, they had no other option because there was no other evidence in front of them. So O'Brien Ellis, otherwise called Joe GRINE, he was acquitted for taking out his brother. Both ladies, the daughter and the mother, they were called back inside of the court, and the judge gave them a good piece of his tongue. You can deduce from what I just said, because the judge was very upset of what he just saw. He even asked the mother if she did not love her baby father. The long and short of it is, Joe GRINE, he was acquitted of that charge, but he was still in custody because he was facing other charges. Now, we are now getting reports that last night, Friday, the 28th of May, 2021, Joe GRINE was taken out. We are told that he was pounced upon, attacked, and shot by hoodlums. We are told that he was shot multiple times in his head and his upper body. He was taken to the Savlamar Hospital where Joe GRINE, the man who led a life of crime, was pronounced DEAD. We will be getting the full details of what happened, and trust me, we will be updating this story in our next video. Blessed love, everybody.